Hi, today we're going to do a 20-minute practice, no props. So I'm sitting on my feet. I'm sitting in Vajrasana. Usually I tell you what props you need, so you don't need any props. If you want to have a wall near you, a wall is good.
Before we start our practice, I wanted to let you know about my online programs and workshops. Whether you're new to Iyengar yoga and want to learn the basics in a systematic way, a seasoned practitioner looking to revisit the essentials, or a yoga teacher seeking inspiration, these programs and workshops are self-paced, allowing you to make consistent progress and revisit specific topics whenever you like. You can find the link in the description below. With that said, let's begin our practice today.
All right, so we're going to start by lying down. Bring your legs to the wall or just a little bit away from the wall. As long as you can straighten the legs, no need for the wall. All right, so turning. Bring your legs close to the wall and extend the legs up. Now, if you don't have the wall, you don't want to use the wall, just bring the legs up away from the wall. You want to use the wall? Use the wall to extend the legs. Move the thighs toward the wall. Keep the lower back, the buttocks moving toward the wall. And then take your hands behind you, interlace the fingers, and press the arms. Press the hands, the fingers into the hand. And as you find the hand on the floor, press away, lifting the elbows, moving the shoulders away. Keep extending through the legs. Calf toward the heel, thigh toward the wall. Release the hands, and now bend your right leg. Keep that leg moving out to the side. So again, if you're not using the wall, just take your hand on your ankle and keep that leg extending. So we're here opening through the pelvis, keeping the lower back lengthened. So it's a nice stretch for the lower back, nice opening through the front of the pelvis. Press the thigh, both thighs. Be with your breath. And then extend that leg out again. And bend the other knee. Bring the foot in. Bringing it in close so the calf is against the thigh. Feeling that firmness. So you're not torquing the knee. You're only bringing the two legs together. And then take the hand below the knee and rotate that leg so it's moving closer to the wall or just moving toward the wall. Keep the shoulders relaxed, so don't grip the shoulders up while you take the hand on the thigh. Now, move the pubic bone up toward the navel, navel up toward the chest. And as you do that, feel the lower back lengthen. And then release. Bring your leg out. And now bring your legs up the wall and bring the legs away from the wall. Palms in Urdhva Prasarita. Reach the fingers away from you. Navel moving down toward the floor and up so that you're getting that length through the front body. Thighs moving away. Extend up through the heels. Now press up into the mounds of the toes. Keep the legs firm. Keep extending the fingers, broaden the hand. Feel the shoulder blades. Make sure that the shoulder blades are on the flat edge of the shoulder blades, not lifting up. And then release. Now you're going to move a little bit away. Either feet at the wall or move all the way back so that you can just bring your feet onto the floor. Come into Baddha Konasana. So now lift your hips up, walk your arms under, hold onto the ankles, and use that connection with the hands, the arms, the wrists. Press your thighs down as you open through that front groin. Roll the shoulders under. Stay with your breath. Lengthen the back of the head. So as you move your shoulders down, lift the armpit chest. Keep the knees moving down, the thighs moving down. Feeling that contact at the buttock. So that the arms, the hands, and the wrist are supporting the hip socket there. So you can feel that you're not just dropping the legs and you're not opening through the pelvis too much. But you feel that connection. So you're lengthening from the inner groin to the inner knee, from the outer knee to the outer hip. So we want to maintain that awareness of the outer hip muscles to support the femur bone at the socket. So not overusing in the socket of the hip. And then release your arms and just let your legs release. Maintaining that length of the tailbone moving down. Bring your arms out, and then bring the arms up. Come into Adho Mukha Svanasana arms. Reach up. Broaden the back, but at the same time, broaden the collarbones. Feel the shoulders moving down. And then release the arms. Change the cross on the arms. So you're entwining the arms, the forearms, and then taking the hand, pressing it against the top hand. So your hands are not moving towards your head, but they're moving slightly away. So broaden across the back, and then move your inner shoulders away from one another. Broadening through the collarbone, broadening through the chest. And then release. Okay, bring your feet onto the floor. You're going to roll over onto your side and press yourself up. Come into downward dog. Front of your mat, press the hands down, bend all the toes, walk the feet further away and have them hips width apart. So as you press the hands, lift up through the arms, lengthen up. Come onto the tips of the toes or bending right at the mounds. So all the mounds of the toes are on the floor. Heels are lifting straight up. Lift the knees. And then you're going to move the thighs back. So keep the toes lifting up as you roll over the mounds of the toes, moving the heels back toward the end of your mat, not just straight down, but extend the heels toward the end of the mat and then press the outer heel down first. If you can't bring the heels onto the floor, then you turn and you can have your heels onto the wall. Stay there for a few more breaths. Keep the forearm lifting. Front ribs moving toward the back ribs so you're not dropping the abdomen. Depending on how open you are in your shoulders, you can release the head down. But if you're not open, keep the head in line with the shoulders. And then come down, forward Virasana, knees wide, toes together. Extend forward. Walk the hands back, move the hips back towards your heels. Lengthen the toes, be on the fronts of the foot. Extend the side trunk. And then come up. I'm going to face forward. You can bring your heels right onto the edge of the mat so that you organize your legs in such a way that you know that you're opening equally, okay? Press the heel away, extend the calf toward the thigh, kneecaps lifted up, fingers moving down. We're going to come into Parshva Upavistha, but let's just take a few breaths here. Inner knee moving down, inner thigh moving down, both legs, outer thigh moving down. And then lift the chest. Keep the toes spread, broadening across the collarbones like you did when you brought your arms together. Roll the shoulders back. Okay. And then bring your right hand in the center. Bring your left arm back. Walk the hand back. Use that back hand to press the back body forward. So you're not leaning back, but you're on the fingertips. not on the hand. Be on the fingertips. Inhale, lift. Exhale, turn. So being a little dynamic with that breath. Inhale, lengthen it up. Exhale, turn. So starting from the lower spinal column near the back waist corners. Inhale, lift. Exhale, turn. Inhale, lift. Exhale, turn. Feeling that ringing action, that turning. Roll that back shoulder back. And then come back to the center. Be on both fingertips, or all 10 fingertips. Press the heel. Look at your legs, making sure that they're still where they're going to be equidistant apart. And then bring your hand to the center. Backhand back. Pressing the backhand. Move the trunk over the hips. So keep that extension, that line up from the pelvis all the way up through the crown of the head. And then use your hands to start to turn. Roll that back shoulder back. You can even turn the arm, turn the fingers. That will help to turn that upper chest, turn the shoulder, and look over your back shoulder. And exhale, come back, and then come up. You're going to stand up now, and we're going to go into, you can be near the wall if you need a wall. We're going to go into Utkatasana and Malasana. Okay, so first coming into Malasana with wide legs. Bring your hands down. Bring your fingertips onto the floor, or your whole palm onto the floor. From there, you're going to bring your arms out, thighs parallel, and lift up. Stay with your breath. Release your hips down, release the thighs down, reach up, look up. And then exhale, coming down, Uttanasana. And now take your feet closer together. Reach up, Urdhva Prasarita. Coming down, drop your hips. Move the knees back towards your hips so the weight comes over your heels, and lift up. Curve that upper back. And then coming into Uttanasana. Spread your knees now. Walk your hands forward. Come into Malasana. Just keep your hands forward. Press into the big toe side of the foot, the heel. And then again, come into Uttanasana. Urdhva Prasarita. Now, if it's difficult for you to go into Malasana, you can come back closer to the wall, and you can bring your hips, even for Utkatasana, slide your hips down, lengthen up, look up. And then going into Malasana, press the heels onto the floor, bring the knees wide, take the hands forward, and then take your hands on the back of the ankles, release down. Let your head release, let your lower back round. And then come up, Uttanasana. Urdhva Prasarita. And Tadasana. Okay, now you're going to go into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Jump forward. Bend the knees. Take hold of the toes. Come into Ubhaya Padangusthasana. Hold the toes with the index finger and the third finger. Pull and bring the middle back in and up. Extend up through the heels. Keep the arms firm. Look up beyond the toes. Keep the legs as high up as you can, in line with the head. If that's difficult, you can turn and use the wall and bring the heels up the wall. Firm arms, pull back. And then bring your legs back into Baddha Konasana. Come forward any amount. And then reach your arms forward. You're going to balance on your hips, coming into Paripurna Navasana. Reach your legs out. So from your shoulders to the fingertips, have the arms parallel to the floor. Lift the legs, press through the mounds of the toes, spread the toes. You can see your knees. You want to have your knees facing you, roll the inner knee down. Now keep that back lifted like you did when you had your toes in Ubhaya Padangusthasana. So take your toes again. Use the arms, use the toes and the fingers, and lift the chest. And then come to an Upavistha, open leg position, balancing, extend through the heels, lift the chest. Pull back from the fingers through the arms. And then bend the knees, bring the feet onto the floor, come back again, keep that lift of the chest, come back into Paripurna Navasana, navel moving in and up, reach the legs up, stay with your breath, press up into the mounds of the toes, keep the legs firm, and then reach the arms up, Urdhva Prasarita, come over, Paschimottanasana. And then you're going to bend your knees, bring your hips towards your heels, and place the feet so that they're hips width apart, thighs are parallel. Sometimes we use a block just to make sure that the legs are not going out. So imagine you had a block there. Look down at your legs, parallel to one another. Lift your hips, roll your shoulders under. So I have a mat here. I can walk the hands down the mat. And as I do that, tucking the shoulders, pressing with the feet so that I can feel more weight on the shoulders. And then I'm going to lift the heels, press the heels down into the hands, press the arms down. And with that, move the tailbone into the body, move the buttocks up, outer hips lifting, outer thighs. Press from the knees down into the heels. Breathe. Allow that circulation to come in the front of the pelvis, lift up. And then come down slightly. Walk your feet in a bit. And now you're going to lift up and take your hands on the buttocks. So lift, come onto the toes. Turn your hands, turn your palms, holding on from the lower back, the buttocks. Bring your feet onto the floor, and then press the feet, move the shoulders down. Maintain that lift of the chest, thighs parallel. Lengthen the back of the head. Neck is long. Stay with your breath. And then you'll come down, come onto your toes, release your pelvis down, release your arms out to the side, and then extend your legs out. Just be all the way on the mat so that when you stretch your legs out, we're consistent with what we feel from the heels all the way up. Let your legs roll out to the side, and then maintaining that turning of the arms, the chest broadening. Just let your feet, your ankles, your shins, relax your knees. Let all of that go. Thighs descending. making sure that the pelvis is tilted so that the tailbone is long, buttocks moving down. You're on the flat edge of your shoulder blades, and you're maintaining that lift of the chest. Bring your exhalation so that it's lengthening, letting go. Observe your experience. Staying quiet, let the mind become quiet with each exhalation. As always, I'll set a timer for you so you'll know when to come up. Namaste.